Run, run, run away! Reach for the stars! Baby, just spread your wings and go higher and higher. Straight up we'll fly. We go higher and higher, leave it all behind. And now I cry my eyes, and I know they're all days. So I'm late to the show. Kind of sucks. I hate being late to anything. But we're going here. See, it's on air right now. But the show already started. Yeah, so I just have my own show going on right here until they come to the door. It really sucks to put them in an imposition as this. I should never do that. But I was sick this morning. Yeah, sick this morning. I don't like being sick. Who does? What a weird statement. Don't like being sick. Don't like anything. That's funny. Topic today, what is it? Oh, laundering. Laundering. We'll have to look and see if we know how to launder. If you can, please. Dang it. Sucky, Bobucky. Shouldn't have been late. By like 5 minutes. Like 4 minutes, maybe. Maybe I'll ring the doorbell one more time. Uh-oh, they might not come get me at all. Maybe I'll just sit out here. Maybe I should just call into the show. I call into the show. Maybe they'll come out at halftime. I could be part of the second half or something. Dang it. Should have been on time. Man, I wonder if it's just Brock in there or something. That's why he can't leave the show to come get me. Look how quick it goes, though. It's already 10 minutes into the show. You go another 20 minutes and it's halftime. Dang. Well, what kind of things do I think about laundering? I don't know, I think there's a lot of fronts out there. Not just that the Italians have for fronts. Pizza shops. I bet there's a lot of businesses that can be just a front. Yeah. A lot of them. It's not a very cool show when it's just me talking in the hallway. It's not interesting. Can't imagine it's interesting. Looking up my nose. I'm sick. I got a cold. Stupid for being late. Bummer. Can't expect them to chime in. Maybe I'll get on the second half. That's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you don't get to play the first half of the game. You only get to play the second half of the game because you showed up late. Even if you are MVP, most valuable player, you'd be late and then you'd be sitting. You'd be late and you'd be wait. So this is Crawford Broadcasting Company. Anybody here can go ahead and start their own radio show for $1,500. Wish I knew the code. Let's try 11969. Open. Oh. It double locked. That thing double locked itself because I tried a code that I don't know what the code is. But anyways, this is a Crawford Media Group broadcasting. The show that we're on is The Guy's Perspective, which is on KLZ 560 radio. KLZ 560 radio, as far as I understand, is Christian right-wing predominantly. Yeah, Christian right-wing. Oh, see? Are you at the door, Heath? Yes. See? So we'll have to see how this goes. Looks like a Reno caught it. A Reno might be coming out to save me. Stupid. Shouldn't have been late. Heath, come on, man. Oh, he's just listening now. Oh, man. You were in there. So Reno's not here, he's just listening to the show. And he's saying, where am I at? And I said, I'm at the door, just waiting. I'd ring the doorbell again, but I don't want to keep bothering them. Because I shouldn't have been late. Dang. Well, sometimes this is what you get. So in comparison, being on the show and talking on the show and all of that stuff is actually really cool. Oh, he's in New Mexico. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. You got that job out there. Who all's on the show? I can't hear. Is Arena... Oh. Are the rest of the guys on the show? Nobody's answering me, sadly. Remember how Brian's just always on the phone anyway? Well, this time he's not. Because if he were, he'd come to the door and let me in. I've rang the doorbell. Oh. Somebody coming down the hallway. Bop, bop, biddy, bop, bop, bada boo. So we're 17 minutes into the show. And it's not really, because like the first 3 to 5 minutes is just our commercials. And then we have the show for that breaks off at halftime. Thanks, brother. Areno says that he'll call into the show and let them know I'm at the door. Here's Brian. Sorry.
Lucky I looked at my phone, bro.
Charlie has to.
Oh, you're good, bro. You know what we're talking about?
No, we were talking about laundering.
Yeah.
Laundering.
Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Doing criminal activity.
Criminal activities.
All of them basically are projecting what they want. Like, look, if the bank industry had a problem with, how things were processed, then, they wouldn't have loaned money to them. They value things. If you go buy a house and you overvalue it, I guess it could be considered that, but most institutions, for the amount of money that he put out there, I doubt they would highly say that, this $5 million property, you're saying that's worth $20K, we'll go ahead and lend you. No, that's not true. Think about it. I mean, that didn't make sense where they argued that. That was just a lie. That was smoke and mirrors, because these politicians that were putting them in there were persecuting were the exact same people that were attacking Trump for the same thing that they were doing. They were just redirecting, smoke and mirrors, man.
How's it going, Heath? We're sitting here talking about money laundering, and there's another interesting thing about
your business money launders, right?
No, it doesn't. But I am late because I was doing laundry this morning.
There's another interesting thing about Al Capone. His empire in the 1920s and 1930s brought in over $100 million a year. Today, that would be equivalent to like in the billions today. Like
maybe trillions. Jeez.
But you got to think that he's giving some money to some big politicians at the time.
Oh,
I mean, here you got a criminal doing criminal activity, but yet he has all these businesses. If you're the government, you're wondering, hey, where are you getting this? Where is this coming from? I mean, it's only obvious.
And then for people to turn a blind eye, that are
turn a blind eye,
in the criminal justice system or the Department of Justice, that makes you wonder. There's a reason why they turned a blind eye to it, right? I mean, that whole enterprise. Exactly.
Somebody's getting a dollar bill.
Well, I mean, if you think about Al Capone, even though he was a mobster and a gangster, and he was also a family, which weird. He was a family man. Like he stuck up for his family, his community.
Right.
If your business had tanked and you got fired from your job, he was there to give you a handout.
You get all this information from watching Capone.
No. It is a good movie though. But I mean, you see what I'm saying? When you study on all this, it's crazy. Like when you look at El Chapo, who I think is an evil person. In Mexico, they were trying to protect him.
There are people praising him.
Bro, did you hear what he did?
What did he do?
Huh? When he was hiding from the government, he went into that restaurant and bought everybody there. Lunch. the other day. Yeah, bro.
Well, that's
yeah, bought everybody lunch.
Hush money.
Hey, I'm not that bad of a guy here, guys. Here's a handout.
They always do that, though. When
Well,
you think about it,
yeah.
they have to. You can't be a criminal cartel movement without protecting your own neighborhood or your own people. I mean, when you think about the most popular money laundering scheme right
Buy
now,
off.
is the cartels and the Chinese. In fact, as recently this morning, there was a report on how our DOJ is actually going to go after and try to get into
Yeah,
the
but
Chinese cartel.
If you
Money
look up the
laundering.
biggest money laundering events in U.S. history, it revolves around banks.
Yeah.
Like, how are they doing dirty work?
Well, they're just the. They're
Well, because they're the
so-called
recipient.
unknown.
Well, they're the recipient of all the money launderers.
And they
out
It's
don't-
not
there.
like they're doing research to find out where the money's coming
No.
from. So how are they involved in all this?
Well, that's where federal laws started to come into play, where they start to do the research. Like you said, there was a certain cap amount of money, but once you start opening up all these separate bank accounts for all these different so-called shell companies, then now they actually have to report that through their SARS program.
And you think they're not reporting it?
No, they have been, but the problem is that we as the public aren't allowed to see that. It's a private thing. In fact, you could have a SARS report on your, which I doubt, but I don't know, you're big money, right? Big pimping over here. You might have a SARS report, because maybe you opened up several fraud accounts. I mean, I don't know.
Guys, what's crazy about it? I looked up like countries that launder the most money. Dude, Venezuela's one.
Of course.
Russia's
The
got to be
no,
up
no,
there.
no, no. Russia wasn't.
No.
The Republic of Congo was. Seriously, dude. In Africa down there, those warlords. I'm telling you, those dudes got some stuff coming through their hands, dude. I mean,
Dude.
you know another interesting.
But I think,
fact-
wait, hold on. I think more people are doing money laundering than you expect, though.
Well, that's the reason it's at
just think about
800
football
billion.
pools. Like,
Yeah.
right? If you
Oh,
got a
dude,
big
totally.
football pool, right?
time.
People around the,
Scrape a little bit
the
off the
country
top.
are doing football pool. Somebody's scraping up some money.
You know it.
Then he's probably deposited in your bank for a couple hundred every week.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Like,
Or wait, is that just a legit business now that you think about it? I mean,
No,
aren't
it
you
probably
supposed to
is.
make a profit off of
when,
what you sell?
when you look at like all the different entities in money laundering, how it works, the only people that are different, like that don't actually wash the money, are like terrorist groups, dude. Like if you look that stuff up, like their steps are different. Dude, they raise their money, they store that money, they move that money, then they use it for a terrorist activity.
But I
which is
think it's
creepy,
harder.
dude.
But they
I
don't
think
need to
it's
wash it. No.
They don't need to because they don't want to wash it. They want to receive everything they can to afflict pain on people,
Well,
which
think-
is crazy,
So
dude.
think about this. What about the conspiracy where we actually paid them to create a terrorist plot? So that way,
Oh
insurance
snap!
companies
You're starting on
can
9/11,
get
bro.
more money.
There's a lot of people who think 9/11 was not like
Yeah.
what
But
it
I
is.
think the terrorists are getting away with it because they already have a lot of money, right? So if you already have a
Well,
lot of money, if you already, let's say you have a lot of money and it's legally, but now you get into some criminal activity and you're depositing that money, well, you're getting away with it because, they see you making all this money over here. They're not knowing you're making more money over there.
Well, they have to.
So
put
it's a
it-
little bit easier to probably conceal.
Well,
for you,
there's not like this, terrorist, incorporated or whatever. Maybe there is or something like that. But they are utilizing shell accounts, right? Because, like, if you're a terrorist like Osama bin Laden, you can use your construction company as a front to money launder. I mean, he was a good example of that, right? That whole industry.
Oh yeah,
That makes me think about other industries too that front or they launder money or use money in those bad capacities. Things like Jeffers or something like that. LDS.
Mhm.
That guy had like a construction company,
Mhm.
all pro or something like that would funnel money so that he could continue to have 17 wives or whatever like that.
God,
oh,
that's
you're talking to
crazy.
Mormon,
Yeah, I
the
think
Mormon
Jeffers
guy.
or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think so. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
was
but
that
that's the
guy's
same thing.
name?
It's still laundering when you think about it, because what you're doing is you're using an entity to fund your whatever, your enterprise and whatever your sin is, whatever your vice
So
is.
you bring up a good point. So is money laundering basically built to fund your agenda?
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're-
think
you're-
about that.
completely your
Yeah.
agenda, whatever
I mean-
that is. If it's world domination or if it's just
Wow.
domination of a little
Drug
community.
Wow.
cartels. I mean, like El Chapo.
You want to be the kingpin in an Amish community?
Well, think about this. What about Hitler? Did he basically, was that laundering because he
So-
manipulated people?
So isn't that kind of funny? I keep bringing up politicians, right? And Hitler was a politician. Hitler was one of the.
Hitler.
Let's just be real.
Hitler was the most evil dude on the planet.
But
though.
Hitler was one of the most eloquent politicians out there that he was able to sway a whole country.
Which is crazy.
To listen to him. And that's why every time I hear, like, you know, these politicians that have, you know, are so eloquent, it makes you wonder a little bit, you know. But he was able to utilize the money that was, you know, I don't know that he money laundered, but
But what I'm asking is, could his words have influenced people to do things they normally
they did.
wouldn't do, and that caused their people to basically go out, get guns, do everything they needed to
Well,
do
he-
for fight for their country?
he took guns. Remember, he pulled the guns.
Oh, it started with the
Yeah,
taking of
yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Wh-
it was-
who did he take them from, though?
From the people. He basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he raised up, you know, the secret police, things like that. It always starts with that, right? You know, that type of movement. But now we're
disarm and
now we're
mobilize.
deviating off of money laundering, but
Well, no, because I
Still
think it
say-
all ties into money laundering, right? Because in order for an evil person to fund their enterprise, don't they have to first focus on their own agenda and their own mindset?
Yeah, what is it? Money, power, greed, man. It's money, power, and greed. That's what.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What does the Bible say? Love of money is the root to all evil? Not
yeah.
money, but the love of it.
the love of it, yeah.
And I guess
Not money itself.
not money itself, but just the love of
So I
it.
hate money, God, please.
So let's ask you this, because I said originally in the Bible that the first money laundering scenario was Achan when he got stoned when they ransacked ransacked the city, and he hid all that treasure, and they had to go through the children of Israel and say, who hid that? I think that's a type of money laundering.
No, I just don't know. Crazy stuff.
I mean, but I mean, if you look at how money
That sounds like
laundering
he's
is-
just stealing.
That's what
to
I
me.
thought.
I just thought he stole the money. Then when it came asked him
Got
for it, he's like,
busted.
no, I don't have it.
Yeah.
See, that's where it becomes more of a conspiracy or united front of people when they launder. Because
Yes.
theft is just theft, but laundering is theft with
Now that's
clever.
big time.
Clever. That's clever.
Right,
theft.
you have to think about it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
organization.
premeditated, organized.
Yeah.
So I think
So,
Achan
but he
was
got
the
a good,
very first
he got a good
one.
point because you don't know Achan's mindset of stealing that gold. His
Did he-
mindset could have been to laundering that money
Okay.
or the money he
Laundering
stole
the camels?
into his, you know.
Camels
But you don't
and
know.
sheep.
He got caught. The Lord came in, sniffed him out, and he didn't have time to do.
Oh,
his-
okay, that-
you know.
That brings up the next point. Look at Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look at Jacob. He turned around his father-in-law, deceived him, and made all that cattle drink certain water so it could change their look. It makes you really wonder. Dude, if you think about
so
it,
was
people
that dirty?
were.
You're saying is that?
Oh, that
is
was very
dirty?
dirty. That was
because-
very
because
dirty.
he exposed the reed and then he turned them into all the stripeds because
Yeah.
those were his
But he
lot.
was done there.
I mean, come on, he
Everything's gonna be a
ripped, he
stripe.
ripped them
That
off.
was genetic modification right there.
It really
There it
was,
goes.
man.
There
There's
it
science.
goes.
There's
There was
in the
science
Bible.
behind
There you go. Another way.
And we'll continue this on the other side, people. This is really good at 303-477-5600. Give us a call and we'll talk to you on the other side.
All right.
That was legit.
Were we
That
done?
was legit. Yeah,
I thought I seen him do that.
Oh,
I just seen him just.
Oh, he said
were we?
two.
yeah.
I
What's
think we
that?
cut off a little too early.
Oh,
We cut off a little too early.
I was looking at the time.
Hey, thanks for saving our bacon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Charlie.
Who were
Thanks
the
for the
biggest-
patience
That
with
was
me.
cool, bro.
The biggest celebrities.
Even though he was a mobster and a gangster, and
For
he
money
was all,
laundering.
Oh, did you guys know Capone? He lived in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
shut up.
Yeah, yeah.
As he ran all of Chicago?
Well, that was like one of his getaways, man. One of his places.
What?
Arkansas.
That's-
Oh, hey, let's talk about Lori Loughlin and
I've heard that
Felicity
name before.
Huffman. These actresses were among over 50 people charged in a scheme to bribe
Okay,
their
bring that
children's
stuff
way
up.
into college. So it's more of like a Money laundering. They're saying
All I
it's,
did
Oh,
remember, remember that one.
it was not the BLM money laundering.
I thought
Was
about that
not the
too.
BLM.
I think they use
Oh, it
all
was.
those
Totally,
organizations.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And not
Big
Susan G.
celebrities for
Coleman.
money
Come
laundering.
on,
Arrested.
man. The
No,
kids,
you're
like,
100%
I mean, I don't
right.
have hard
Dude,
evidence
throw that
about
all
that
out
stuff.
there.
I
Yeah,
don't
for
have
sure.
hard
Don't you,
evidence on
bro?
that stuff.
We're
but that's
throwing all that
it's
stuff
true.
out. It is.
I mean, it's
all
been-
these.
it's
Dude,
been put out there in the
BLM,
public.
BLM, I think, was the biggest laundering
Oh, big time.
scheme of our century.
And they-
That's why we gotta be careful, man.
And that, believe it or
Buyers
not, that
do
falls underneath one of those examples that you had said, which was,
Yeah.
what was it? There's a new emerging one, which is crowdfunding and charity.
Right.
And gift cards. So
Gift
Yeah.
cards.
gift
too?
cards are the
Really?
newest thing. Yeah, this
Oh,
is an
dude, they
emerging.
got my dad for $500.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
The IRS?
No, just somebody through Facebook saying that they're Elon Musk. Send us a gift card. All you gotta do is go buy this gift card, scratch off the number, and take a picture and send it. He did
Wow.
it, and boom, that money was gone.
No way.
The money he bought the card with was gone.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I told my dad,
Damn,
stop talking to them. He's like, he's like, I'm gonna
crazy.
smoke them out.
Dude, you better admit that
My
on
dad-
the radio.
my dad's trying to smoke
crazy,
them out.
so many times.
dude. I had
Dude, you
no
got a
idea.
real
people
example.
were- Yeah, you do have
Bro,
a
you
real
gotta bring
example.
that one
He's
up.
got a real
Because
example.
that's the new emerging modern example.
It
they're
Yeah,
talking
is.
for-
about.
I never
Now there's a
heard that
fourth example.
before.
But look how bad it gets, man. If the people get caught, that's elder abuse. If the people get caught, that's not only like federal stuff,
Yeah.
organized crime.
Dude, tell us that about.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
so your dad opened a gift card and it got.
No, he
I've heard of
he
that
made
before.
friends with Elon on Facebook.
I've heard of that.
And it
too.
really, yeah. on Facebook,
Yeah.
The
Elon.
guy even sent
Yeah,
me
yeah,
an EI video saying, Bob, let your son know that everything's fine. And he was in Elon face, but it was Elon face. It wasn't him. It was AI.
That's
I
crazy,
can see that.
dude.
I got the video.
That is wild.
You got the video?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Huh.
That is crazy.
It's dirty. Dirty.
It is dirty. How's everybody doing today? This is the second half of our KLZ 560 AM. You can talk to the guys at 303-477-5600. We're talking about money laundering, but before we get into it, I want to say that we as a guy's perspective, we support every young man and young woman that's in schools. Every school shooter, you're a douchebag. And we want every young man and young woman to stay safe when you go to school. School
Stay
shooting just seems to be on an all-time high, and we're going to get back to our topic, but I just want, hey, if you're a school shooter and you hear this and you're thinking about it, you're a douchebag. Kiss my butt and
Yeah.
period.
Get off of them SSRIs.
Okay. Yeah, get off that stuff. All right, money laundering. Tell us, you had a story you were saying.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's quite money laundering, but it's like, buyer beware. It's a attack on like elderly or feeble or anybody who's isn't savvy with tech, which is elderly, right?
Mm-hmm.
A
That
lot of
sounds
times.
criminal.
It's criminal, all right.
criminal,
But how they got my dad, man, was on Facebook. The guy's pretending to be Elon Musk. And I told my dad, no, that ain't Elon Musk. He's too busy. He's not going to talk with you. He ain't going to talk with you. And so he ended up, they told him, go to Walmart, get a gift card, an Apple gift card. So they coach you, they groom you, they tell you what to do.
And this is on Facebook.
Yeah, so some friend,
Wow.
you make a
You see
friend
that
on
all the
Facebook.
time.
Yep, and so
All
this
the
is the
time.
friend, and they tell him, go do this, take a picture of the card, take a scratch off that back, and send that to us. Boom, money's gone, $500.
That's
And I was like, Dad,
crazy.
whoa, you just got scammed.
So he bought a $500 gift card. He basically revealed everything.
Yes.
They
And they
essentially-
snagged the money. Money's
Wow.
gone. And I told my dad, I was like, dude, you just got scammed.
Big time.
And my dad's like, well, I'm going to smoke him out. And so he's still talking to him to this day. And he had the guy send a
He's like-
video, had to send a video to my dad so he could share it with me of Elon Musk, air quotes,
Yeah.
Elon Musk, saying, well, everything's fine, Bob. Just let your son know that Elon Musk is here and that he's got this handled. It was like Elon face.
Buddy,
Wow.
I hope that in a
It was
month,
AI.
man, Elon actually does just drop like a grand or so in your dad.
So I'm
Yes,
confused.
please,
So
Eli.
he scratched off the back of it, showed
Yes.
it on
Yeah.
Facebook,
That's
and these
like-
people were able
Dude,
to.
that's like showing your credit card number and your
Yep.
expiration date.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's essentially what he did.
Now, I
Right?
do want to
That
say,
is
I do want to
wild.
say there are some pretty wicked ways to get some people, and it would have been worse had they duped him into getting his card number, like his debit or
Right.
something.
But it's-
so that's probably kind of the nicest way. It's like, nah, we're just gonna hit you for 500.
But that's
Well,
even,
you may-
that's an
you
even
might-
easier way to get money, though. So that money that they
Untraceable.
receive is illegal, and they could be doing other things
Right.
like paying for the advertisement or whatever on Facebook, making a legit corporation
Right.
and reselling it, and basically making real money off of the illegal money that they got, because now they're selling a new product.
Yeah.
Most of the times you have like an illegitimate company, either it's some type of drug or it's some type of fake company. It's a shell company. It's not even
What-
real. I
what
mean, it
if-
doesn't
what if-
provide any goods or services. Surely.
What if it's not? What if it's not as damnable? What if it's not as criminal for them to coax you into buying this thing with your own card, and so
Yeah.
they can't be charged with things like FDIC? Fed can't go after them because you purchased a card.
I think
I
we have a caller. Hello. Oh, this is Truth Daddy.
Truth Daddy's back on the line.
Okay.
Daddy Truth. Truth.
No,
Daddy.
what do you guys think about that whole scam with the actresses putting their children into school and they
Yeah.
were arrested? It's called Lori Loughlin. That was it.
What's up, buddy? It's about money laundering and
Your son's kind of hitting it today.
and Al Capone and what's going on with people stealing all kind of money.
What do you know about that, Truth Daddy?
That's the truth.
He's making a good point we haven't thought about.
Another one. Hey, check this out. So is retirement. You can buy retirement. Otherwise, you can use Social Security. Tell me that isn't money laundering in itself. Your retirement's going to give you a better return. Social Security basically gives you pennies for the dollars you threw in there. I mean, so what's happening to all that money, right? They're millionaires.
Wow.
Yep.
That's mic drop stuff right here. That think about what he's saying. I mean, if you think about that, like the housing market, for example, my house, even if I pay it off, I still have to pay property taxes on that stuff.
Yep, you're still taxing.
How does any of that stuff work, man?
Yeah, and the
And-
worst part about it, because it says it's the American dream, right? But it's actually the American nightmare, because if you go out, you buy a house, you've worked your whole life for it, you pay tax on it. Guess what you're doing next year? You're paying tax.
I
on it.
disagree.
Yeah.
The house is the
Yeah.
American dream.
No, not
No,
when
no,
you're
I
paying.
see what he's saying.
My cousin bought a $1
True,
million home.
true. Thanks for calling, buddy.
You're doing a good job with your son.
Later.
Dude,
Dude,
Bye.
my cousin bought a $2 million home. He's paying $50,000 on taxes a year.
Right.
Okay, that's absurd, bro.
What's
You
even-
pay taxes on the house and you call it good. Why am I paying taxes every year on a
Right.
house that I purchased?
And you know what's crazy
You're-
about that,
you're
Brian?
asking a good question.
I agree with you on that one, especially if he's elderly. Now he still gets taxed to the point that that's not even their house anymore, because they're having to pay taxes. If for some reason, God forbid, they pass away and they can't pay the taxes, or it gets turned over to you, Brock. Then now, if you couldn't afford to pay the taxes, guess who owns it? The government. They basically seize it, and it becomes part of their assets to be able to sell off, right?
Yeah.
Think about that. How wicked is that? Without any indication, any paper trail, because taxes, they don't tell you where all that money really goes for when you think about it. It's just an account. Well, what's this account for? It's a general fund for your schools. It's a general fund for road repair. It's a general. Okay, well, let's break that general fund open and let's see what else it goes to. Well, now it goes to the NGOs, non-governmental organizations. It goes to charities, which, believe it or not, charities are starting to become one of the new.
Starting.
Yeah, they're one of the new modern examples, like BLM, for instance, right? I mean, BLM's a classic example of money laundering at its finest, but where is the criminal indictments?
Before we continue further, anyone can call at 303-477-5600. We'd really like to hear from you. Heath, you were going to say something.
Well, I was just gonna say a little bit of levity here is that like Brian, he bought like his glasses, his shirt, his pants, and his shoes and stuff, and he got taxed on that when he bought it at first. And while he's not being taxed on it by the government right now, he gets taxed every time he walks down the street by people laughing at him.
That's dirty right there.
No one laughs at you.
But I mean, if you
That's
think
the
about it,
facts.
like, do you think the government is the biggest money launderer of all time?
It is.
But okay, I don't think American government, right?
Oh
or
my-
do you,
all
or do you
governments?
think,
Don't be
or do
so
you think it's,
naive,
do you think
man.
it's
All
all
governments.
governments, or?
Dude, don't be naive. Of course we're.
All governments.
Are you kidding me? Is that a real question?
No. I'm asking. We're striking conversation. Do you think America? Okay. Do you think America launders more money than, let's say, Russia?
No, Russia. Well, I don't know. We have probably more money, but let's just be real. Vladimir Putin, that dude has made money off of, other companies like their oil companies, things like that. I mean, but what do you expect? The dude climbed up the power, and I guess it is that person that can seize that power and control that power. If they have the ability, they have a military strength behind them, which he does, and so do they have their own little, military militia.
Okay. So let's take a vote. Let's go from different countries. Who launders more money, us or Ukraine?
Ukraine.
Okay, us or Iran?
I wouldn't say Iran. I don't think they got a whole lot of money.
They have a lot of terrorist groups.
They have a lot of
Yeah.
money, but it's not being, given to the.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You got a good point. They're probably using all that money to fund it.
Okay,
Yeah.
us or the continent of Africa.
Man, Africa's pretty corrupt, but I'll tell you what, they're not as organized as we are, and we're organized, guys. Dude, it's just like your dad said. Truth, your dad said it straight up. I mean, these politicians go in making 1,000 something, 100,000
that's
a
deep.
month, whatever, 80,000, 75,000. They come out multimillionaires. Man, there is corruption in that.
And listen, people, that is something you can look up. You can look up how much a politician, if you were to apply for that job, what you would make a year. It'll probably say something like 300,000 a year. How do they come out millionaires, multi-millionaires?
So it's not just capitalism. It's not just like you're going for the gold, and you can see that. Like if we're aware that you can make that, then why don't we become politicians ourselves?
Oh, I think about it all the time. I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows more than us, call at 303-477-5600. Okay, us or Venezuela? Hold on, us or South America? Who launders more money?
South America.
South America, you
Oh,
think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the cartels and all that, that money just gets exchanged, hand over fist. I mean,
Why would you guys worried about what country?
Well, we're making a point
We're
of
just
like
saying
how
who's-
much, if the government is laundering a lot of money, which continent and country's government is the most corrupt?
Now check this out. I used to always say Mexico. If you go just across the border, and I've been to Mexico a lot, man. Even the Mexican nationals will tell you, yeah, it's corrupt as F.
Then I would say Mexico's number one.
No. Well, they're not number one, but they certainly are corrupt. But and I used to think, good old USA. I love the United States, but the saddest part about it is it's not just the politicians; it's the people that try to pay these people.
How's it going, David? Talk to us. Tell us what you think about money laundering.
Tell the truth.
I forgot all about that. What?
Absolutely, he's right.
And
Where does the rest go?
taxes.
You're
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
You're
to
right,
me.
David.
For
It's
the
been
government
said. It's been said that Powerball and stuff like that's a tax on poor people.
wow. So, what do you mean by that? Tell us.
or do I? Yeah.
Well, David, let me ask you a question. That boat that Trump just bombed, I think they were from Venezuela. What do you think about that? Because I think it's a good thing what he did.
Yeah, I like it.
Is he really going to
Yeah,
do that?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Big time. And don't you think, Dave, don't you think that even politicians, certain politicians were very well, like Mayorkas, for instance, I mean, where I have a feeling that that guy has more intel. I mean, that he should have been more aware of every person that's coming into his country, all the, you know, you think about the children that are gone missing from other countries, the child, you know, all that type of stuff. Yeah, the child trafficking, things like that. It happened under this last administration where every government official was basically turning a blind eye. So if you're turning a blind eye to the injustice, then somehow doesn't it seem like you're partaking of it somehow? You're culpable, whether it's through kickbacks or something happening, or you're buying a painting from Hunter Biden's crack house. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, well,
yes.
David,
This is like a new president.
David, before we let you go, just one other question. Which country do you think launders the most money? For sure.
Truth actually might have gotten some.
Thank you, buddy, for
That's
calling.
right.
You know, continue to
Well,
listen to us and
Have a great
continue to
weekend,
call.
brother.
Have a great weekend.
Hey, isn't there a statement along the lines of like evil persists because the good do nothing?
Exactly.
Something along that line,
I'll
right?
tell you
When
what.
they turn a blind eye.
We did, and when you think about it, that's one thing that happened with this election finally, is that I think more than enough people, both Democrat and Republicans, spoke up, independents, and they said, you know what, this is bull poop, you know, and we've had enough. And they stood up and essentially voted the corrupt, you know, all these people that were so corrupt. I mean, Kamala Harris, come on. She was never chosen by the Democrat Party. I mean, at least by Democrat voters. She was chosen by the DNC, but not the voters.
That's right.
Right? Think about it. How corrupt is that?
David made a good point, guys. He said that there's people trying to fight Trump for trying to get evil out of here.
Primarily Democrat.
It's crazy. People
And
are
it's not-
sitting there because money laundering, if everything ties to money and money ties to votes, that's probably what it comes down to, dude.
What do you mean probably?
Well, then that's what it comes down to.
Absolutely, and I totally think that is a form of money laundering. When you think about it, I mean, how is it that Denver, for instance, Denver's mayor is one of those sanctuary cities, right?
Right.
This guy is now in $1 million deficit. You know, he can't afford. They are so under budget. And we're talking about in the millions. How did that happen when there's all these revenues, all these taxes? Isn't that supposed to take care of these deficits, all the taxes that they put? No, it's because he's getting a little kickback. Why are you declaring this a sanctuary city knowing that it's putting good citizens that have paid their dues, that pay their taxes, and exchanging it for people that won't pay their taxes, live on the system?
Hey.
I mean, there's some type of problem with that. There's a lot of
Is there laundering in marijuana industry? Because
Oh.
that also brought a lot of people here.
yeah, and where is that revenue, right?
That you guys are bringing up a good point.
Well,
'Cause
hey,
wasn't
they-
marijuana supposed to help schools and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff?
Well, and most of what they were generating because they couldn't. What was it? They couldn't put their money in banks for some time. I'm not sure if they can now. But
I don't think they
I don't think
can
they
because
can
it's
still. It's federal.
It's a federal
Yeah.
federal
Controlled
concept
by
with
the
state.
FDIC. Yeah.
Right.
So then what has to happen is legit or illegitimate is they have to launder that money in order to put it into a bank in order to buy anything legitimate.
Wow.
Right.
Like they have to legitimize the money in some capacity.
So
Because
let me ask you this: if a politician is bought out, let just
Oh.
paint a hypothetical picture. If a politician is bought out to pass your agenda, let's say you're in Congress, and a corporation, a tech company comes you worth, let's say they're worth $100 trillion, and they need you to put their new product on the market,
Lobby.
and they
Yep.
offer you $100 million. Is that still on
It's
the
illegal.
lines of
it's illegal,
money
but
laundering? Is that
but-
money laundering to buy somebody out?
It's not money laundering, but it is illegal.
Right, but is it a form of money laundering? Because you're taking what people don't know about and
Well,
you're
you can't-
trying to hide it
Well, you
and
can't-
pay.
what is it? You can't serve two masters. You'll either love the one or hate the other. Despise the one and
Heath.
deny the other, or something like that.
Think
And
about
so,
that.
So what they're doing
Yeah.
is they are swaying the justice
Yes.
in their favor.
Okay, so then what about the prison system? If that's the case,
We know that
then,
too.
then, then,
Yes.
then the prison system has to have some kind of money laundering going on too.
In the United States of America, we
this-
have the largest incarceration of anybody in the world.
And you guys on this show, you guys taught me that it's owned not by the government, but by
Oh, these are
entities,
private
by private.
institutions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that kind of like a money laundering system too,
Yeah,
to keep
like-
people in prison?
Oh, you know, they're making money. How much did they save?
65,000 per bed.
per bed.
Per bed?
And isn't it funny?
Per
There's
year,
never room. They're
65,000
always
per year.
overflowing.
Yeah.
You know, people are laying on the floor.
55,000 per
Bed.
unit that they're in?
No,
per bed.
Bed per bed?
Individual.
Each of us would
Individual.
be, what is 65,
Oh
65,
my
65? Each
God.
of us incarcerated would be generating for them $190,000.
Yes,
And
yeah.
prisons are massive, guys.
Yeah.
There's
And they're only
men
built-
and women prisons.
Yeah, it's
That's-
dirty. It's
that-
dirty.
so
See,
if that's
I can see why. I can see why so many people see that, or believe that the love of money is the root of all evil, or that is truly the thing, and that you can kind of trace, you can trace the money to determine where the person's heart is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And the sad part is, I feel like maybe these politicians might be coming in for an altruistic, like they want to do good for the country, or
but they
for
get
the people.
swayed.
Yeah, just accept
Wow.
Hey, You know,
Wow.
we can't offer you this, but you know what? Go to Hawaii. You know,
Okay.
don't worry about the
So-
bill.
So
thinking
okay,
of that-
so let me ask you guys this. So if the prison system or government entities are set up, originally they're trying to do good, but somebody comes in and persuades them, is all that basically tied to money laundering though? I guess that's
There's
what
a-
I
I think
guess that's
there's a
what I want to
form.
know.
I think there's a form of money laundering in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I was just going to make the point of, like, again, I've been in business for 30 years,
Okay.
and one thing I've never done is grease.
Would you ever accept
I
a
don't-
bribe though?
I don't grease.
Which
And
is
grease is in order to keep or gain an account or something like that, you give money back.
yes, I know.
Right?
Okay.
Now, but I do differentiate the two. One is appreciation, and the other is grease. Grease is if I'm giving you money so that I can be your number one guy.
Could they be like football
But-
tickets to you and
Yes,
you know, things like
exactly.
that? You know?
Exactly. Tell me
So-
that's not
so
laundering,
basi-
right? Because what you do is you take the money, you spend it as an expense to give
Yeah.
it to somebody,
Right.
Wow.
so that you can
Absolutely.
right?
It happens all the
so,
time.
but what I do, and I don't do this often and all the time, but it's appreciation. So if I have you as an account,
Mhm.
I'll give you free windshield repair, and then you can see the work. It's like right in front of you
Right.
for the entirety, so you know what type of work I do.
Okay, so
Yeah.
well
I
then
get that.
what's the difference of your employer saying, okay, we want to make sure we keep you because you're
Enticing you with
it makes
more
you
money and
wonder,
stuff like
let's say you
what
have.
can you be bought for, Brock?
So
What can you be
and
bought
people
for?
listen.
I wanna
If
know
anybody
that.
knows more than us, call at 303-477-5600 because it really does make you wonder on a national level. Politicians, I mean, because he made a good point. He said they come in at 80,000 and they walk out worth millions.
Absolutely.
Doesn't anybody ever question that?
That's amazing exchange.
It sure is.
I mean, that's a good question to ask,
I mean, and
dude.
think about it. Not only are they set, but their whole family is set. Their children, grandchildren, they're going now
But then-
to
now
Yale.
Now they're going to rinse and repeat, right?
Exactly.
If that worked, would you do it again?
But it's just like David had mentioned. How much longer can the United States, put up with this? How much longer can taxpayer dollars facilitate this? And that's the saddest part about it. That's why Trump's tariffs are a classic example. This is a billionaire coming into office, and he's basically taking nothing, no paycheck, and he's actually utilizing tariffs instead of taxes. Tariffs is what built the United States, not taxes.
So I want to ask a question, and I know we haven't really went down the Bible path for this. We've been more political, Would this be the reason why the market of beasts will show up?
I totally think so.
Money.
Yes, I was
It
thinking
makes
that
you
too.
really wonder, right? I mean, because it's all in our minds. Like, could the market of beasts eliminate that, or does it intensify it?
No, it's not going to eliminate it. In fact, that's one of the newest, money laundering is basically going through cryptocurrency because now it's not being, monitored. Supposedly, it can't be broken into or looked at, by others like, the government and whatnot.
Unsanctioned.
Yeah,
It is?
And
Well,
so now,
wow.
now think about it. If that lake is collapsed, and now we go to a one world, one financial
Wow.
system.
Wow,
we
that's
eliminate the dollar because everybody knows the dollar's so evil, right?
Wow.
Everybody, even China loves our dollar, right? When Trump says that,
I really
everybody
like
loves
money,
our,
man.
when Trump says everybody loves our dollar, he ain't kidding.
Oh, he
Every
ain't
country
kidding.
loves the dollar, the United States of America, because you can do so much with
But
it
is our
legally
dollar
and
worth
everything.
more than the yin, though, or whatever it's called? The
yen.
yen?
At this point, I don't.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
I don't
I'd
think
have to
so
check the current
either.
exchange. I don't know.
But you're right. Everybody wants the American dollar in their bank account.
But because of all the corruption, what's a better
Wow,
thing for
that's
society?
deep. That
Supposedly,
is deep.
is to control the money. Now that you have
Control
the
the
ability
money.
to control the finances, which by the way, China does.
Yeah.
China controls. If you're not if you're driving too much or something like that, they can actually control your money to the point where they can shut
Hey.
you down. There's like these credits, social credits.
Hey, from electric, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
working on the house. So
Boogie woogie.
we haven't been living in the house, but I have electricity hooked up.
Uh-huh.
I got a letter after two bills of like $32 and another one for like $27. They sent me a letter. Excel sent me a letter, and they were like, "We think something's faulty with your equipment because you're not registering right with amperage and all that kind
Right.
of stuff." And no, it's not. We're not living in it yet.
Yeah, the kilowatt
there's-
hours.
Yeah, so, but to the point that everything is tracked and measured.
Yep.
And that's I don't know. That's what some people want to get away from. And that's what
Right.
some people want. Less government. They want
Yeah.
more freedoms to do the things that they do.
And unfortunately, because of all this money laundering that does go on, whether it's through the criminal enterprise, or even sad to say these politicians that are bought out, how much more does that cause everybody to look at and say, well, we have to find a way to stop the bleeding. What's one way to stop the bleeding? Tracking the money, tracking the expenses.
So, because I even though, because we're Christians, we know that the market of beasts will be a bad thing. But I bet there's people out there that are going to think it's a good thing.
Oh, you know it.
Because they're going to think that it's going to stop crime.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't buy or sell without it.
Right.
Well, so if you think about like drugs and things like that, people are no longer going to be able to buy drugs because they're not
Supposedly.
going. Well, supposedly.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you okay, so
Well, do you think- do you
so that brings you down a whole new rabbit hole, and
Yes.
we got 2 minutes, people. Why do you think he's putting it in their forehead or their hand? What's the point of that?
I told you before, but mine comes from a kind of a Seventh-day Adventist perspective, which was Mark of the Beast is a day, one holy day set aside that nobody can buy or sell, and it has the mind control over people. And that day was Sunday. Instituted by Constantinian religio-political movement of Catholicism, which was an offshoot of Christianity.
Dude, you can go down that rabbit hole.
What do you think? What do you think? Why do you think the forehead or the hand?
Because it's attached to. I mean, if you have a forehead, think about it. No one's going to lop your head off and just carry your head around. Your hand is always with you. Both of those areas. I mean, it belongs to you. It's on you now. No one can steal probably your identity because it's like your head. Everybody has a biometric identifier now. Every time you look in your phone, it unlocks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every one of us have sold ourselves out per se when you think about it.
Whoa.
Well, do
Why
you
do
guys
you
do?
think?
Well, I want to ask you guys this: do you guys think the market of beasts is actually here? Do you think anybody has
The
that
process is. Oh, you know what? I think it might be right. And aren't there people that have actually received a chip?
I don't know. I've
Willingly?
seen what I thought was fake AI stuff online, but I don't know. I don't even know
So
if that
that'd be
technology is even here.
That'd be another good reason because of AI. Everything is getting so crazy and out of whack that they made some recently with the White House. They said that someone threw a package out of the White House, and Trump basically said, "But that's AI."
Thank you, people, for listening to us. And like every week, you can reach out to us at 303-477-5600. Y'all have a good afternoon.
And thank you, callers,
Yeah,
for
God
calling
bless
in.
you. Thank you.
That was good, dude. That was really
That was fun.
good,
Yeah.
dude.
No, that was fun, man. Yeah, sorry about my long-winded thing, and I keep tooting that same horn. But
What's that?
well, mine is
Yeah.
it's a day. It's a day that is set aside that everybody, because for a time nobody bought or sold on Sundays.
I didn't know that.
But which is the Sabbath though? Is Sunday supposed to be the
I thought
Sabbath
it
or
was
is it Saturday?
Friday
I
and
would-
Saturday is what
I would
thought.
I would follow Jewish tradition as Friday night into
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Dude, even in Jewish
So this
tradition,
is currently the
you get
Sabbath.
busy.
That's
This is
so
the
today's
Sabbath.
the
Yeah.
Sabbath.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
under the old law, we wouldn't be able to do any work today.
No.
No.
And we wouldn't be able to drive, all that stuff.
Right.
I
Right.
think in the Jewish
But then
community,
there's-
you walk everywhere, right?
But then there's something said. What's it called?